Music starting. Logo. Oh yeah, the transition's kind of weird. I have to fix that. Is it? Oh, it's gonna pop. Pop. Hello. How's it going? This is the Millennial podcast. Hello, everyone. How are you? I hope you are well. So this is like episode 7, even though we've been missing for a bit. Sorry about that. But we're back. It's okay. I'm here with Kendrew, who's out there somewhere.
Yep, right.
And Greg.
Present.
Present.
Presente.
Oh yeah.
We're alive.
Or something. Oh no, Key and Peele.
Key and Peele. Oh, so good.
Present.
Oh,
Present.
present. K Dreo.
We should have like catchphrases, eh?
I've been watching a lot of Tiger Belly lately. It's really funny.
Oh man, Tiger Belly's so good. Shout out Tiger Belly. What is it? The Slept King.
Oh,
Slept King. Sleepers. To all the sleepers out there. I see you.
Yeah, Kendra, you asked me once or a few times about like podcasts I'd recommend. That's
one. Yes, 100%.
Was it
Definitely.
Tiger Belly?
Especially if you like
Yes.
Mad TV.
Yes.
And, like comedians in general.
Oh, the Bobby Lee one.
Yeah,
Yes.
because he has a bunch of like stand-ups and like the old school, like Mad TV cast and stuff on it, and they talk about that stuff.
Yeah.
Talk about his meth addiction. He did meth at like what 9 years old. Anyways,
It's
is
so,
really
yeah.
a meta podcast where we talk about other podcasts.
Yeah.
That's right.
Meta.
That's what millennials are all about.
Yeah.
Meta.
Oh man.
I thought you meant making podcasts.
And making podcasts. Now that's our thing.
Andrew Schultz was on. Did you listen to that one?
Yeah, I haven't watched them in order, but I've seen like a few though. When they just pop up and recommended and stuff.
I can't remember who that is because that sounds like a very generic name. Genetic name.
He does what's it? Instagram.
Okay. I mean, I'll probably look him up after or right now, but yeah. I'm really horrible with names. Like I can't, especially if it's like a really generic Western name. Actually, if it's a generic name in general, even like Korean, like generic names, I can't really. But if it like stands out a lot, then I can remember it. And same with like Western names, it's like I just can't. Like if a guy was named like Andrew Smith, I'm like, I know like probably 4 Andrews.
I actually went to school and knew someone named Andrew Smith.
Yeah,
Andrew
actually.
Smith, right,
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I probably actually guaranteed I know more than 4. Probably like 7 or 8.
Like, wait, is it the same guy that?
It's the same guy.
Same guy.
Shout out to Andrew Smith.
Everyone knows the same Andrew Smith.
Yeah, but you know what I don't forget is Elite Dangerous because I have my HOTAS right here with me. Actually, let me show you as I knock over all my stuff.
Do you want to see my my Anaconda?
That sounds I do.
No thank you.
Nobody knows what we're talking about.
No, thank
I'm
you.
like, oh yeah, I would love to see your Anaconda.
That's a huge Anaconda, bro.
Do you want to see my big snake? Oh, but did you know that all the ships are named after snakes in Elite Dangerous? Even the ones that, like Crate and stuff. Like I didn't even know those were snakes until I
That's a
Googled
snake.
It, yeah.
Why is it wet?
What's that stuff coming?
Why is it wet, bro?
It's a product of using the HOTAS.
1 second, let me put white lasers on.
Yes, and then this is my.
I don't even know what you're talking about anymore. What do you mean white lasers?
Anyways.
Dang, that's a lot of slime, man.
gonna. Is that slime?
It's ectoplasm.
Yeah,
I've been
ectoplasm.
eating at my desk. Ectoplasm.
That was a good one, Greg. Ectoplasm.
Just a South Park reference. That's all.
So good. Oh,
I haven't. I want to. I'm so far behind in South Park, but I feel like it's gotten really good.
has
I
it?
haven't. I don't know, but they make the episodes weekly, right? So it's gonna be really current.
Mm-hmm.
I assume it's gonna be on like current
COVID and
events.
like Trump, yeah.
The last one I watched was the one you told me to watch, was the Amazon one.
When was that? That must have been years ago. What? When was
Yeah, I
this?
think it must have been a while ago. It's like a time machine. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, there's like the one where it's like his head's like a butt. It's like, is that the one?
I don't even.
Hold on,
Are you
I
sure this
have
is
to.
me? I don't even know if I've seen this episode.
No, I have to find this. Jeff Bezos, South Park.
Best episode is still the Inception one.
Oh wait, no. I think
Oh,
the
that
back
one's
of his.
That one was so good, man.
Yeah.
And the World of Warcraft one.
Oh yeah.
The two classics that I
Oh
always
no,
remember.
he just has like a giant brain, but I think. Hold on. It's like this one. But then I think when he turns around, the back of his head is like an ass, I think. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. How is this not? Oh, because I'm not using Google. That's why. Gotta save the planet.
Oh, did you hear Firefox is gonna ban Trump
Ecosia.
from like. I'll send a
Everything?
link after this. Yeah, Firefox.
Oh, please do.
Shopify banned him. Well, Shopify is significant because they host this store,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they took down the
so all
Vegas
his merch. Yeah.
Yes. Thank goodness. I love how
suspended
oh, man.
indefinitely.
I love how people have to wait until it gets really friggin' bad. It
Looks
sucks.
like those Mars attacks.
I
Remember
know.
Mars
Oh, true.
But how come we can't see the back of his head? I can't even
Yeah,
Google the back of his head.
Yeah.
Back head.
Yeah. I heard you, Greg.
What? I didn't hear that. What was that? Oh, there it is. The back of his head looks like an ass.
Wait, what? I don't see it.
You don't see
Oh,
it?
there. So good.
I laughed so hard when I saw that. It's so good.
Man, South Park is like the greatest show.
It's
I mean,
so
as far as like
funny.
commentary, like political commentary and like commentary on society and stuff.
Yeah.
It's so
so good.
funny. So, speaking of society, wait until Society plays Elite Dangerous.
Another segue. Nice.
No, I mean, I'm really excited for this
Should've
because
been like, you know what's elite? You know what's also dangerous? Elite Dangerous. And play the video.
no, I just yeah, because I get the HOTAS over. Oh, what was it? Like it was like a couple days before my break from work ended, and then I was playing, and then finally I understand how to play this freaking game. And then, but they're gonna roll out that first person, so you can actually walk outside your spaceship and shoot and stuff.
It'll be a while though. Like
I
it's gonna be
know.
this year, so it'll probably be like I don't know. It'll be spring at the earliest. It's not gonna be anytime soon.
I'm so excited
Probably
though.
summer. Oh, I know.
I want
You
it.
guys should call it hot ass instead of hostess.
Hot.
Like you can be like, oh yeah, I'm playing with my hot ass. Look at me control my hot ass.
I'll remember that the next time.
Anyways, yeah. Proceed with the explanation of this game.
Thank you, Kendrew. No, you should, Kendrew. You should say like, and back to you, Sonny.
Yeah.
And back to Sonny in the studio.
Yeah. Sonny with the weather commentary.
Thanks, Kendrew. So this game will have an update, and you can actually walk outside your spaceship and shoot stuff. And like, I can't wait because like, I think the one thing that No Man's Sky has is that it's closer to actually doing all of the things that all of these other games promise, which is like
Sure.
having a base now you can have like huge bases in
Yeah.
No Man's Sky
Atmospheres,
and all that. Yeah, all that stuff. Like
populated city.
like No Man's Sky already has those things, and it's like now like, but it's cool because these ones are like way more realistic and like
Yeah. Oh man, what? You
cooler.
can do that? I'm just watching the video. The laser to open the doors. That's sick.
Yeah, there's like raids, so then like you can like go and like it's kind of like a heist, and then there's
Yeah.
like also other pirates that can come down and find you, and then like if you have to like take down certain systems, like if you turn off the power, then it's harder for them to shoot
Yeah.
you, and the alarms won't go off, but then there's still guys inside, and
You can like
it's
shut down
like
the AA so your ship can come in and like
yeah,
drop like artillery and lasers and shit.
yeah, it's so cool. So yeah,
Uh,
so I can't wait. And with the way Elite Dangerous, kind of like the company Frontier,
Yeah.
is like they seem to have more of their shit together with like as it comes to like as it goes
Yeah.
for like just
Well,
having a functional game, right?
they're like they've been around longer than anyone as far as like have you seen the 80s version of Elite?
Yeah, I know. I actually just like realized yeah how
Yeah.
long they've been around. Let me see actually
Yeah.
if I can
Like
find.
obviously they didn't stop making games for a long time, but like as
Yeah.
like they know they have a vision, whereas like Star Citizen kind of has a vision.
Yeah.
It's just funny because like Elite Dangerous is gonna be Star Citizen before Star Citizen becomes Star.
Yeah, I think the pressure to like get it to a certain quality, I guess.
Yeah.
I have some experience in this. Is like when you do that, when you rush things like that, it kind of when you rush things and your company's not built for like being able to do it properly, it can really hinder the quality of a game or like the quality of a product, especially when it has to do with like a bunch of people working together to try to
Mhm.
do something like that. So like yeah. So holy cow.
Yeah.
That I mean
Like
the ship was actually the Sidewinder actually looks like
yeah, they actually have the ships
wow.
like from there, in the as like the modern day and the modern tech and everything.
That's so cool.
This guy's got really good space like you've seen
I was
him
gonna
and
say yeah, Scott Manley. Yeah, yeah. He
yeah,
like he does the breakdowns for all the space stuff too.
yeah. Like if you should get Kerbal Space Program sometime too. It's a completely
I
different style game.
I always thought of that because I always wanted to test different like rocket designs.
Yeah, no, you for sure. Like it's just fun to like. It's a sim game, but it's like a different type of sim game.
True. Uh, I also actually wanted to, because I'm weirdly obsessed with actually, like if I had like a ton of money, one of the weird things that I would be obsessed with is making the perfect computer case.
Mm.
Uh, and I wished it was like a simulator for like airflow that wasn't like crazy
Oh yeah.
expensive, because I know like physics like simulation software for like architects and stuff is probably cost like a fuck ton of money, but like yeah, that would be so sick.
Mhm.
Sorry, I was just like thinking about simulations and and I'm
Yeah,
looking at my computer, and actually someone got a new computer, right?
yeah. I like so far zero problems. Well, I mean, other like it's just crazy how much better it is. It's
Knock on wood for you.
Yeah.
like before, if I had a single game open
Did you hear that
and a stream on
level
the
of
other one,
disdain, Greg?
the what?
When Sonny said that.
What?
What?
No, no,
Man,
no. I actually no. I
never mind.
genuinely don't want anything bad to happen because you like
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
computers. But I
Anyway,
am
sorry.
also
Proceed.
jealous.
Proceed.
Well, I mean, you're gonna get a 3080, so I don't know what you're
Okay,
talking
let's
about.
that thing will be an entirely different segment rant. Let's get through this
Yeah,
first.
We're probably gonna get the vaccine first before 3080.
yeah, sure.
Oh god. No, yeah.
Continue, Greg. About
Yeah, because
your
you got a 3070 in yours, right?
Yeah.
he has a
Um,
5900 as well.
Yeah, that's
5900,
awesome.
3070. That's good. It's just like the difference in technology with the other. I like my other computer is an i7, and I couldn't even have a game and a stream open without there being like noticeable drop in FPS. So like
Really?
everything I had to run in medium. On that,
Whoa.
so like yeah,
I didn't know it was that
now
bad.
it's like oh yeah, now I could literally run multiple games at once.
That's
Like I could
awesome.
have Tarkov open and Elite Dangerous and still
Nice.
have like leftover lots of resources left over.
Can.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like but I mean, that's just an example. It would be buffer. It would be video or something.
You have
Yeah.
12 threads, right?
24.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, 24 threads. You have 12
24.
cores.
Yeah, 12.
Yeah.
12
So
cores,
Is
yeah, you
it?
have 12 cores. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you have
Oh,
12
12.
cores.
Yeah, 12. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So good. And that's that's the generation too. The 5900X
Yeah.
AMD CPUs are actually like better for gaming or match or better than the Intel ones.
Yeah, exactly.
So
And then
Intel has
that's not
nothing.
even taking into the value, like where it's like
Yeah.
price per cores and stuff is just a lot better. See, man, don't you wish you bought stock in AMD like just before?
Oh man. Dude, there was people at work that were like getting into it, and I was like, I was into computers, but like I wasn't into like how exactly what the company was doing and all that. So I didn't really understand that much about that. I was too obsessed with Tesla, but man, I wish I listened to their advice. Oh
Yeah.
man, yeah, that's awesome though. I'm glad you got something because like, okay, this is so funny. Like the Discord for the stock tracking is hilarious. I'm on two of them, and then one of them is the Canadian stock tracker. For they mainly track Newegg and Canada Computers, and every time it alerts you, like it'll be like 3080 Canada Computers, let's say Hamilton. Literally 1 minute later, sold out. Like it'll alert you that someone took it. And like it's so funny because people will like do like the emotes and they'll be like crying, like the crying emojis. And it's like Pepe crying.
Yeah, that's so
uh,
good.
it's so
Yeah.
funny. And then there's an actual section that's like the venting chat, and like
Nice.
everyone's just being like, this is fucking
Yeah,
bullshit.
that's definitely the most
Like
active channel on that server, isn't it?
it's so funny. It's just people being like, this should be allowed. Like what the hell? Oh man.
So,
And
but like that makes me think, do they even have the cards when they do that? Or is it just
I
Canada Computers like trying to scam people to come into the stores?
no, I assume because people in the chat, some of them are saying like, there's some people who are like really lucky, and
Mm,
then like being like, oh, I was like already there for something else. One guy was gonna pick up a 3080. Well, yeah, no, he got a 3080, but he was like saying like just go to the store because I think they fill in the stock number once that location receives the shipment. So they physically have it
yeah,
when they
exactly.
flag it.
Yeah.
But the issue that I ran into before was just back ordering. But I honestly it wasn't. I don't think it was their problem because like no one was getting it last year at the end of last year. Like it was just not happening. But now like they're actually coming in like every day. So it's just that once it shows up, people buy it online and then they just go there and get it.
True.
But yeah, so a few people said that they were able to order it, but I think what they started doing at Canada Computers anyway was uh, they just started not letting people online order it and then pick it
Yeah.
up. You have to go there physically
In-store
and
only.
buy
Yeah.
it and pick it up.
Yeah.
So that's good because then at least it gives like people who are here a chance to like
Yeah.
go there
Well,
and
that
get
makes it
it.
harder for like scalpers and stuff too, because they
Yeah,
can just automate
yeah,
the whole process, really. And
yeah.
actually, that's probably what they do, right? Like
Exactly.
it. It actually would be incredibly easy to do.
Yeah, oh, totally. Dude, I
Just
was so
script
desperate.
in a browser. Like literally takes like someone who knows what they're doing. It'd take them like 10 minutes to write the code to do it.
Yeah, I was like so desperate that I was like contemplating creating my own bot to buy this.
Yeah, and it's like, why not? Like, if other people are doing it, and that's the only way you're gonna be able to get a product that you should be able to just go and buy at the store.
Yeah, like
Like, why does luck have anything to do with whether you get a card that
yeah.
they want to sell everyone, right?
Yeah, like I don't know. And then I went through the full rabbit hole because then I was like why is this happening? Like why are people buying it this quickly? Because there's no way. There's no way. Like I'm telling you, it shows up on my phone. I click it. I have something that logs me in automatically. I was so close. It was in my cart. I got through the address. I This is happening in like seconds. I clicked the place order and it was gone. And I couldn't complete it. It was like I was literally like microseconds away. And I was like,
Wow.
what the hell is this?
That's
Like,
hot beat you to it.
because people were in the chat being like, oh man, I keep screwing up putting my password in. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like, I was like,
Yeah, amateurs.
automate that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
what are
know.
they putting passwords in? It should be automatically saved anyways. Like,
Yeah, and even if you don't want to do that, fine. But just do it for now, like while you're
yeah,
trying to buy this thing.
yeah, how badly do you want the card if you don't
Yeah,
have it?
exactly. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just
It's,
like it's just so
yeah.
funny, like watching other people try to like figure out how to get this thing, and then everyone just giving up and being like, "This is fucking bullshit. I don't care anymore."
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's ridiculous. Like I think I'm at the point where I'm like, because Kendra made that suggestion, like buying. Why don't I just buy like a computer for the video card? And I'm
True.
like, honestly, I'm getting there because there's another stock tracker, but it does flag GPU stock on Newegg, but for some reason it also flags the ones with bundles. So the bundles are with a power supply,
Yeah.
and I'm like, and it's not that much more expensive. It's like I don't know. It
Oh,
seems like
so
it's
it's
like
not like
another.
yeah,
It's like another 100 or 200, and I'm like,
which is what you'd pay for a decent power supply.
sure. And I'm like, that's yeah. I mean, that's not bad at all. Like, I'll just probably sell the power supply, or maybe build another computer. But like, oh man, like this, buying a video card shouldn't be this expensive. Like, spending like $1,200 shouldn't be this hard. You know? Yeah, that's my rant.
Wait, can you hear me now? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, I was disconnecting.
Oh, okay. But yeah, that's my thing. But I'm glad that you got. I'm happy that someone has a 3000 series card.
That it's not a myth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
because
and
sometimes
the CPU together too. Like
I
I feel like the
know.
CPU is even harder to find right now than the graphics card.
Yeah, there's guys on there tracking for AMD 5800 series too, and I'm like, or 5000 series, and I'm like, oh, that's so crazy. They can't even get those.
Wait, so were you talking about getting like
Bananas.
the whole pre-built, or did they just bundle them with the individual PSU?
I think it's a bundle. Let me see.
Okay.
Let me find it.
Because that's not like that much extra if it's like just for the sake of getting it. It's not like you have to spend an extra $1,000 on top of it, like I
Yeah.
had.
Alert.
I put a link in the
Oh no,
Discord.
that's
Just
not
the
it.
most
A link for what?
forming isn't enough.
Sorry, you cut out there. What was it?
I put a link in the Discord about the Mozilla tweet
Oh,
about
okay.
like them saying deplatforming isn't enough for Trump. But
Nice.
oh damn, wait, that's the 3080. Okay.
Yeah, so this is a 3080 ROG Strix. Pretty good.
How much is it
Excuse me.
alone?
Pretty good card. Alone. It is. Well, they raised the price. It's 1500. Oh my
My
god.
internet keeps disconnecting and stuff.
Oh no! Next thing to upgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's
Actually, yeah.
15.
What are you on, Greg? Are you on the
Uh,
Roger?
no, tech savvy.
Texan?
I think I might have like the 50 or 60 megs a second. Like this doesn't happen often. It's probably just some temporary thing.
Mm.
They have gigabit now.
Issue with the
Tech
line.
savvy.
They don't have. I don't think they have it for this area. I
Boo.
would get it for sure.
Probably just Toronto. Friggin'
Yeah.
Toronto.
Friggin' Toronto. But yeah. Yeah, so with this power supply, I would probably just sell the power supply, but
True.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, even these bundles, they like showed up and they were gone. So, oh well.
You see like a lot of power supplies on sale on eBay.
I know. Oh, dude, I'm sure you will. I'm 100% sure you will. But yeah.
Wait, what was that? I didn't hear because my internet.
Oh no. Oh no, I was
100
just saying
for-
power supplies are gonna go on sale.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But yeah, the card is like 1,500. So
Okay.
yeah. Do you have a stream going?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that might be it too. 'Cause I had, if you want to see the Anaconda.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, let's see your
I've got-
Anaconda, bro.
I've got that. Well, Kenji, you sound so excited to see it.
Who isn't? Am I right?
I've got the camera suite on, so I can cycle through all the different
Yeah.
views.
This is the only fans of Greg's Anaconda.
Yeah, yeah. Look here, wait. Let me put feet cam on.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, look. Yeah, you like that? Look at those.
Dude, you're like the
Those
Green Lantern,
toesies.
eh?
Oh,
Yeah.
yo, that's a sick suit too.
That's actually sick, yeah.
Is
like
that a
that?
different suit?
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, I think so. You like
Oh,
that, eh?
sick. Yeah, I like
Like
that.
Show us some
Oh, I
more.
like it.
Show us
I
some
like
tricks.
it. Ooh. Ooh.
Show us how you bring all the boys to the yard.
Nice.
Is this like a what do you call it? A battleship, or does it have like a class, or
This is like a bullshit.
You cut out.
you cut out? All I heard was bullshit.
Yeah,
I didn't even say that.
It made it sound like you said bullshit.
It like muted you.
Maybe
It's a multi-role ship.
multi-role.
It's basically one of the OP
Wait. Yeah.
OP ships.
Is this your Millennium Falcon?
Not really. I sold that one. I had one that looked like is like a disc shape kind of.
Nice.
Sick though. Dang.
Nice.
Oh, and I got the new joystick.
How is it?
Really good. It's confusing mapping everything, but
Are you
It
controlling
always
right now?
is.
what am
Are
I
you
controlling?
You are
What do you-
controlling this right now?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Well, I wasn't
fly around.
before, but
Don't
yeah,
get
yeah.
burned up.
Yo, boost to the sun, bro.
I'm I can. I'm not in Super Cruise, so I can. Like, it'll take me a long time to get there.
Anticlimactic.
I can't remember what the buttons are yet. Oh, no, that's not it.
Initiate warp drive. Yo,
How many-
warp somewhere. I just want to see the warp. Is there
How many-
warp?
Wait, is there what? Oh yeah, there is warp. I just it's because I don't have the mapping to put my hard points away. Actually, wait, should be.
How many hard points do you have?
How many hard points? He's only got one hard point, Sonny.
Get your mind out of the gutter, Kenjiro.
There, beam laser, three multi cannon. I have
Holy
like
mother.
I have like 8, I think.
Oh my goodness. That's ridiculous.
Question.
Yes.
So if we were to play together, would I be
Mhm.
on your ship or no?
That's up to you entirely. You could do both.
You can do
There's
both.
like multi-crew where like you can control the turrets on the ship or go into like a little fighter A deployable fighter,
Yeah, but it's
or you could have
like
your own ship.
within same game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sick. Dang.
Yeah.
You should play with us, Kendra.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you could, if you don't want to deal with like having your own ship, you can. There's still plenty to do.
Yeah,
And
I
then
can
when they
just
add the FPS stuff, it's gonna be even way more.
I can just leech off you guys.
Yeah, you could be like a mercenary,
Yeah.
Yeah.
hired merc.
I need to get my own hot ass.
Dude, HOTAS is awesome.
Actually, great. Instead of Green Lantern, you're like because I watched Captain Marvel recently. You're like the Kree
The Kree, the
because of the
baddies.
green suit. You'll warp somewhere.
So demanding.
I just want to see. I want to see warp.
Hey man, the struggle for figuring out your key bindings for your new HOTAS is it's real. It's real.
It is.
Believe me. It took me like a week to finally get all the key bindings working.
Especially like for like finding like the best key to use too, right? Like you can't just map whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, because then you map it and then you're like, oh, that's really actually annoying to
Yeah.
press
Yeah.
while
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
fighting or
Wait.
like.
What button is it again?
Yeah. Especially like once you like freshly map buttons, it's like, wait, what did I just map it to?
Yeah.
It
Or
also
like
does.
switching sticks, because it's like I'm reaching for buttons that aren't even existent on the stick
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah. It also doesn't help that the key bindings settings doesn't have a map that shows you your current like actual setup with and which button is which. It just tells you joy 2, joy 9 and you're like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And then so then you have another window that's open that shows you what joy 9 is. And then you're like, "Oh, okay." But then it doesn't tell you if it's your throttle or if it's your throttle or it's your stick. So then you're like, it's joy 9 on the stick, not the throttle. It's like,
Dang.
yeah, they have a lot of improvements to make on this controls settings page.
So when first person comes, like how would you have to like constantly move your joystick then?
I mean,
No, I would
ideally,
just you'd play with a keyboard and mouse.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
I just yeah.
Oh, like
yeah,
you just keep it in front of you and then just go
Yeah.
around it?
yeah,
Well, like
yeah.
or just push it as or you just have a dedicated pilot. So like you have a ground crew and then like you just have someone chilling in the ship all the time in case you need support or whatever.
I was just
Like
thinking
Baby
that because
Driver.
I don't know about you, Greg, but like I kind of like the FPS part, so I would
Yeah,
definitely want to be down on the ground. But I
Yeah.
don't know if there's anybody that we know
I wouldn't mind doing the piloting. Like
who would
Just staying up there.
like just keep it warm. Just keep it warm.
Yeah, just
like yeah, no, I love the idea of like being the support, like in Arma and stuff. You know, you need close air support, you call for it, and
Yeah.
fucking rain hell down on the starbase.
yeah.
That would be sick. That would be sick on like a quick heist. Like it would be
Yeah, yeah.
cool. It would be cool if like you had to go in, bust something or steal something, and then get in the ship and
get out.
then get out. But you knew that they were gonna chase you, and you had to like fend them off.
Yeah,
I don't know. That would be sick. That would
like
be really cool.
the authorities.
Yeah.
Space Baby Driver movie idea.
So here he's gonna warp now, Kendra. That's what you
Yeah.
wanted.
Show me what you got.
Yeah, I'll try to warp here next to the star.
How far are you from the bubble?
Do you have to press anything or?
Yeah, he just
Yeah,
did.
yeah, I did. And so I'll show you, Sonny, when I throttle down, so I make sure I never crash into stuff. I
Mhm.
throttled down before I've even jumped. So right now it's locked in. Wait, once I actually.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So there, I've
actually.
already throttled down. Like, but before
That's a
that
good
time,
idea. Yeah.
throttle down when that timer comes up, and you'll never accidentally fly into a star.
Yeah, because when you finish the jump, oh my god, I'm like terrified because I'm like,
Yeah, like
oh my
Kendra,
god,
if
I'm
I
right in
don't
front.
throttle down, I'll go in a straight line into the star until
Yeah, you see
like I'll
that?
overheat and just drop out into space.
That
Like
would have
you.
been cool to watch.
It's so freaky. Every time I get out of warp, I'm like, ah.
Yeah, you kind of never get used to it because
Oh,
it's like always
dude.
right there. Imagine in VR too.
And then like with the joystick, it's so much more visceral because I'm like
Yeah.
throttle down and then pitch up. You're like ah.
Yeah, that's sick.
It's so much fun though.
How um like in terms of enemies, do they just come out of nowhere or?
They can, like, if you have stuff in your cargo hold, like pirates will try to come after you in this. So this is like Super Cruise I'm in, which is like the where if you want to get around the system, you're in Super Cruise.
Mhm.
So if you have stuff in your cargo, they'll try to interdict you, which means like pull you out of Super Cruise like right now, and you
Mhm.
have like a little mini game where you have to fight them. But like if you want combat, you go to like a mineral extraction site, for example, and then you'll just see like wanted ships flying around, and you kill them to get bounties.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's
And
like a
yeah,
lot of it. Sorry, Greg, go ahead.
no, you go. I was just gonna show them like all the different spots on the map you could go to that have like each of these belt clusters will have an extraction site at the center of them, which will have ships to kill and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like whatever you think is like whatever which now that I think about it is like it makes sense, right? So like if you're out in space, you're not going to waste time just like picking on a random person.
Yeah,
Like you definitely want to use your resources on like someone who has something valuable. So if you're at any point carrying something valuable, like if you went out mining and you're going back to this to like a system, there's a decent chance that someone's gonna try to mug you.
yeah.
So yeah.
So this is where I am.
Mm.
This is the bubble.
That
This is all like
that's
populated space.
that
Mhm.
someone is another player, or is that like AI?
It's up to you. So like one of the best things about this game is like you can play solo, which is like offline more or less. You can play
Mhm.
private groups, which is like you and whoever you invite to it, or you can
Mm.
play open, which is
Mm.
whoever wants to play in open. But they all share the same universe. So what you do in solo can technically affect open play.
Mm.
Like if for whatever reason you're in like an alliance that only does PvE, and like you guys want to take control of a system or like help a certain faction in the system in in a private mode, you can affect everyone's game if you were willing to put enough effort into doing it. It's hard, but like and it doesn't really happen. But yeah, like technically it's all the same shared universe no matter what mode you play.
Yeah.
Oh, and here look. So here's the actual star map of everything.
Can I just say how clear this stream is, by the way?
Yeah,
Is
I
it?
was gonna say like this looks
Oh,
really good.
It's
And
it's
I
amazing.
also because I have Discord like one of their premium things, so I get like a boost.
oh
I get a a little
Like,
extra
boost.
resolution.
is
Yeah,
it
extra bit
1080?
rate. Actually, I can go 10. I don't think I have it on 1080 right. Let me do that. Let
Seems
me
like
test
it's
it.
1080 now.
I think you're gonna disappear if you do that.
No.
Oh, it was 1080.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's probably why.
Well, I
Because
can put it on
it
60
looked really good.
FPS. That was on 30 FPS.
All right.
Let's see how
If
this
you
goes.
want
All right. All right.
But yeah,
You
so this is the map. So that's like populated space is just like here, and then you can zoom out, and it's like you go all over
Whoa.
this.
Oh, it is 60 FPS. Nice.
It's
1080 is
even more
better than
concentrated here. These are you can go to every
Holy.
single one of those.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah, I was like watching some guy's stream and he was talking about going out into a certain part of space and he had to go for like 15 hours jumping.
Yeah. Yeah, like see, I'm
Holy.
just scroll. This is a new page every time. It's not like I'm just zooming into like the same spot. This is just a new set of stars loading in.
What do you mean by 15 hours? Like he actually had to play for 15 hours to get to where he wanted to
Yeah.
go?
Yes.
Well, not straight. Like I mean, he probably did it straight, but the idea is like if you wanted to go like all the way out here, it would take you like a few days of playing. You're just like
Yeah.
jumping, like I did, refueling, jumping again, refueling.
Yeah, so
Jump.
every time you jump to a star, right? That's like one jump. But so every your your ship has a certain amount of fuel for a certain amount of light years.
Yeah, I'll
So
show
I think
you.
what's the maximum range for yours until you have to refuel?
Uh, not a lot. I mean, here. I'll show you in a second. So like this will tell me. So that's 16,000 light years, and I can tell you in a second how many jumps that is. But there's also like
Well, that's a pretty good jump right there.
yeah. So there's like neutron stars, I think they are, that boost your jump range.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, I'll actually try to find one in a second, but you can see like each one of these
I'm
strip.
learning.
Yeah. So let's just zoom all the way out. So here, you know what? It's probably easier if I just. So that's like 635 jumps to go 16,000 light years. So you'd have to do what I just did when I jumped 635 times to go
Jeez. Do you get a
16,000.
reward
And that's
for
not
that?
even the furthest.
Well,
Do I
and
what?
you
Do you get anything by doing these
Yeah.
jumps? or-
I mean, not them alone, but like you. Well, actually, yeah, you get like exploration data you can sell for money. There's like, I don't know where to. There's like the alien race, the Thargoids, and I don't know where exactly they spawn, but I'm assuming it's like far from the bubble. Sometimes
yeah.
there's like missions out there you could do. There's not a lot of AI. The AI is closer to the bubble.
Yeah. But you have if you go to your what's it called? There's
That's
like
how
a different.
far I can go before I refuel.
If you go to the plotting tab, the one on your, if you go, oh no, you're already there. You're in the system map or the galaxy map.
Can I be selfish and tell you to change it back to 1080?
It is 1080.
It is 1080.
Oh, 30. Wait, yeah,
30?
I'll do it.
Oh,
It
30.
looks much
Okay.
clearer.
Your computer can't handle the your
No,
internet connection.
It's pixely with 60, but with 30, it's like,
Okay. That makes sense. I can make it 15. Wait, yeah. So
yeah. Oh no, you already are on the fastest routes, eh? Oh, okay.
yeah. So here, if you do, yeah. So the jet cone boost, those are the. I wonder where the closest one is. Let me find.
Those are the ones that like get you to jump
Yeah,
really,
they
really
look
far.
so cool. They added them later in the game, so like they're.
Oh, they look different.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to see what they look like now. I think we could probably, if Kendrew got into Elite Dangerous, we could probably do like an entire episode about Elite
Well,
Dangerous.
yeah, just
this is one of those games where like you could just mine and do a podcast because the mining is just kind of like you could just do a brainless task.
Honestly,
Like,
I
you
really,
do-
really want to do that.
we
yeah,
could do like
or just
like our
driving
own
around.
space show, right? Like we could
Yeah,
do our
exactly.
own Star Wars, and then we'd be like Skippy.
Yeah. We'll like have like a role play.
Yeah, role
Well,
play.
I
That's
thought-
what I meant.
I thought
we'll dress up too.
Yeah.
I thought what would be awesome is, I mean, this is gonna cost like a ton of money, but like if I made like a cockpit with like screens around me, and then
That's what I'm doing partially, minus the screens around me.
like the way that like the camera is on me, you'll actually see like what's around me in the game.
Oh yeah, like
And
put it over
then-
your shoulder behind. Like here, I'll show you. Like
yeah, and then we go mining and we like play
that.
Elite Dangerous. Yeah. But like we're like playing Elite Dangerous.
Yeah.
And then we're just
Wouldn't
like,
wouldn't VR just cover that? Like you don't even need multiple monitors. Or do you mean, like, for the viewers?
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, we could. I guess I could just put like a green screen. But I also want
true.
like the camera so that you can see like my hot ass.
Yeah, like you, right? Yeah.
yeah, that actually would be kind of cool if you did a green screen with like the background being like this.
Yeah.
Like you make it so then you're so while you're in this view,
Yeah.
you have yourself in the corner looking like you're the camera from the
Oh
front.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
I
the way
bet.
that, I'm streaming right now, except you can see me in the
Yeah.
actual cockpit.
Yeah, that'd be
yeah.
sick.
That'd be sick.
You could get like a helmet.
Yeah.
Like an actual
Oh, I was
or I mean,
watching.
Nice
even with
ideas.
VR goggles, it would kind of look like you're in.
Oh yeah, that's
like,
true.
it could be anything.
What if you made a helmet that like
Oh,
went
oh,
around the
the-
VR goggles?
You could legit like add battery
Oh,
packs to it too, so that your VR would last longer and be wireless and all that.
Damn.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
Dude. All right. I got my new
Hey,
Yeah.
plans.
time to buy Bitcoin.
That's what I wanted. I'm kind of going all out with this one. Is like get like that almost like almost as good as cockpit simulator as you could without going like with the because they have like the chairs that have like the built-in frame and everything.
Oh yeah.
Costs like $5,000 for like a whole setup.
Yeah.
I want lots of money. That's sick. I want to do that.
Yeah. Future plans, boys.
One day.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But speaking, you said sorry, you mentioned crypto. I do have to say I was looking into Ethereum, and yeah, I mean I get how people are like getting into it, and like what the concept is cool, like decentralized and
Hmm.
all that jazz. But it is pretty funny how like they always have to try to fix it, like the issues, because like the whole thing with mining is kind of ridiculous, right? Like
Yeah.
the fact that people have to waste electricity trying to solve a math problem. That I don't know if anyone's actually using these math problems, but like you'd think that we'd probably use this
Mhm.
computing power for a reason, but to me it seems like it's just there is no reason.
Wait.
It's just
What if this is the Matrix? And that's like
yeah.
Powering?
no, wait. What if it's like Rick and Morty? Remember when he's got like the universe in his battery
Yeah.
and they're powering? Like, what if that's what we're doing? Is like,
Holy crap. Yeah, that's a great analogy actually.
Small.
like if I think I just broke the simulate. They're coming
you
for me,
broke.
guys. If you don't hear from me again, you know what happened.
Yeah. I'm
I
thinking like if it explodes though, like if DeFi actually works out and I don't know what they're saying. I think it's like Web 3.0 or something.
uh-huh.
If decentralized systems and blockchain, we could maybe make good use of it for humanity.
For sure.
But like obviously it's still like I mean this is if you look at like the adoption curve, this is still early adoption right now.
Yeah.
So like we can't see like the final result yet, but in terms of like its actual properties, I mean, we as like individuals that are like plebs
Mm-hmm.
should look forward to this stuff because
Yeah.
like
Well,
we wouldn't
Oh,
be
here we are.
under control,
holy.
right?
Yeah.
Damn, that's sick.
That looks amazing.
I want to wake up to that.
For real.
Like Elite Dangerous in many ways is just like the nicest screensaver that you can have on the
Yeah.
That's true.
I gotta just leave this like this for like hours.
I have to say
You're-
this is the first game in a long time where I actually stayed up till 11 a.m.
In the morning.
playing.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding you. I actually went to sleep at 11 a.m. because I was like, oh fuck, I have to stop playing this. But yeah.
Yeah, so you just get a camera with that view on the green screen, right? So you can see the screen in front of you.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Dang.
So here, I'll show you how you charge your FSD here.
Wait, you can charge on this thing? On the sun?
Yes. Was
Yeah,
that a
so you see the cones that you see how like there's like a cone on this side and a cone on that side.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
go
you gotta
into
go
the
in
trail
the
of it.
cone.
Yeah. To go near, you
Oh.
still take heat damage if you go too close. You want to go
Yeah.
wide.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, I was like, I'm pretty sure I've seen people get damaged by that.
Yeah. Like, so you can see my heat going up. It's hard to judge
Oh
the
yeah.
because it's like spinning so fast, and I think these are technically like tiny. Oh
Yeah,
shit!
there's like
Oh, it dropped out. See?
neutrinos. Oh shit. Yeah.
I
Oh
thought
fuck.
I thought Greg was doing a segue into FSD, and then we can talk about Elon. I was like, wow, that was smooth, Greg.
Wait, Wait, does FSD have something to do with the?
Full
Full
self-driving.
self-driving
Uh,
acronym.
Got him.
No, just a short thing back to the Ethereum thing. Like the thing I get I understand like decentralized is great, and it's probably, you know, the way to go. Yes, the way that it's that we're trying to get there though, I think is my issue. Like, because now the Ethereum's moving from Ethereum 1.0 to 2.0, which the main change is it's going from uh, proof of work to proof of stake,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You've gotten this far, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Um, so like now you have to have 35 Ethereum to even like to even have the right the yeah to be part of the network.
Mm-hmm.
So
It almost
how
goes back to like the elites versus
yeah,
the people.
that's because that's my problem then is like, okay, then now we're back to like, you know, the rich people have are
Yeah.
the ones who have Ethereum and poor people don't.
Yeah, I think that's
So
why they have like that's why a certain group just kept Ethereum Classic going, and then Ethereum 2.0. But yeah, I get what you're saying in terms of like
yeah,
the concentration of ETH, so to speak, would be with the more richer individuals than the ones who do the work, right?
yeah, yeah, and I guess that's like my longer term trying to
Viewpoint.
thinking of like, you know, the concept of sharing is a good one, but
Yeah,
the whole idea of currency I think is making it an issue, which is like maybe there should be a basic income for crypto if that's, you know, if that's like the way that it's going to go, because if whatever the currency that your taxes are paid in is obviously the dominant one of that country and of the society at large. So if it's going to be crypto, all of the ones who are going to have crypto in the first place are the ones who got in early, who usually have enough money to buy a GPU or just buy Ethereum outright. So
yeah,
that's my main issue. Um, yeah. And that's why I think like conceptually my I don't like it
yeah,
like so far. Um like as a fundamental idea, I like it, the decentralized part and the, you know, the public ledger and transparency, um that's cool. But the way that it's being implemented, I think is hilarious.
yeah. It's almost
um
like it's similar to like the theory of capitalism or socialism, right? Like on
sure,
theory or
yeah.
on
Oh yeah,
paper,
the free
it's like
market.
perfect,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
But like once applied by humans, there's going to be certain like deviations, right?
Yeah, like 100%. And I think that's my main thing cuz I was like, "Oh, maybe I should get some GPUs." And I'm like,
Which is
"Well,
mine, right? Mine some
what's that?
Doge coins.
Dogecoins, yeah.
But
Yeah, like
yeah, the
yeah,
example I heard of Ethereum
uh-huh.
is that like it's like basically it's like what we call like the stock market now is. So
Uh-huh.
it's like by buying ETH, you buy into a certain app, and that app is like a certain company.
Uh-huh.
And then you're like investing in that company to create that certain app that would
Uh-huh.
thrive on the Ethereum network. So like
Sure.
it's more of a platform rather than like actual currency that you like buy groceries with and stuff.
Sure. And maybe you can answer this question for me. Is the Does Ethereum run on its own blockchain that's
That I
separate
don't know.
that's separate from Bitcoin?
I think it's based on the same blockchain.
Cuz that's what I'm wondering. Is it a completely separate network? Cuz I remember somebody saying like there was somebody talking about different concepts for the use of Ethereum and like and being like, oh, you can we could basically make like an entirely separate like internet network, which is like,
Yeah, yeah.
that's cool, but like, what are the dependencies? Like, are the fundamental dependencies the same? Like, on are all cryptocurrency currencies running on the same network, or yeah. Anyways, yeah. If you're not sure, then yeah, like I said,
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
we'll find out, or we'll bring on a Bitcoin expert
Yeah, Bitcoin.
next episode.
Do you know anyone that does that?
Like mining?
Mines it or like anything like I don't think I kind of know anyone that does that. Or I don't know.
I think I might know some, but I think I just ignored them.
Yeah.
Because they're like,
You talk
you
to
know,
them again.
some people are like, okay, honestly, it's probably like I'm like one of them, because I was one of those people who were just like, oh, Tesla. He was like telling people about Tesla and then be like, okay, I don't care.
You should have egged me on more, man. So disappointed in myself.
Isn't it funny when you're right?
Yeah.
No, I mean,
No, I
whatever.
never said you were wrong though. I just never like
No.
adapted it.
I'm not saying you told me that I was wrong. It was just funny. Like, I just never thought I'd be that person being like, should have bought Google stocks.
Yeah. Should have bought more, right? It's always about
Yeah,
should have bought more.
yeah. It is pretty funny though. I think one person I used to work with, I told her to buy some. She bought like, I think she bought like 5 shares, and like, I really hope she still has those, because they multiplied them by like
By 5.
by 5. So
Yeah.
she would have 25 now, which is what how much is the price right now?
It's like 880 now. So it's like
How much is
5,000.
That's pretty good.
5,000 pre-split.
That's pretty good, I think. Because when she
44.
bought it, I think it was $200 before the split.
Yeah.
So
That's
she had like 1,000, and now it's
crazy, man.
yeah, that's pretty. You're welcome. Yeah, but yeah, the Bitcoin stuff it's interesting. Like, I wanna know more, and I want to like get into it, but it's like there are these weird limitations that, like, I don't know, kind of give me the wrong vibe. Kind of
Which parts?
mainly.
I've actually dived into the rabbit hole of Bitcoin, and it's super fascinating.
No, it's
And
definitely. What was that last part?
Go ahead. No. That was just me mumbling.
Oh, okay. No, I like it's I definitely find it interesting too. It's mainly the parts about like as millennials, we're concerned about climate change. It's really annoying to me that I have to burn electrons and that other people have to burn electrons just to generate this currency.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it would be great PR, or like just more efficient use of energy, if they, like, I don't know, tied the proof of work to like something useful. Like, how difficult is it to code it to DNA sequencing, or like predicting the weather, or what does folding at home use, like unraveling molecules and stuff, right? Oh no, you closed it.
Yeah.
That's fun. That was cool.
And that's why, like,
Oh, well, I wanted to be more, present in the
okay.
conversation.
Okay.
yeah,
No
I think it
worries.
goes back to the point where blockchain is still in its early adoption. So like what you were saying is like what it can become, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like you could think of like DNA sequencing companies can create their own token, and then to mine that token is through that research that you were talking about, and then the more you gain of that token, you can spend it on other research properties and stuff. So like that's the evolution of what blockchain could
Yeah,
become, because then it would be
like
like
not as a
global
currency.
too. Yeah, it would be like a global thing too. Like it wouldn't be like, oh, the U.S. is the leading DNA sequencing country. Although I don't think so. I think Israel is, but I'm not too sure.
Hmm.
Um, but then like it would be more of a global platform where it's not like U.S. is fighting against China in terms of that dominance, but rather like everyone's working towards that same goal,
Yeah,
right?
when there's a breakthrough, it's not credit. It's not it's not because of one country
Yeah,
Yeah.
contributed
yeah.
specifically.
Cause like that's how it is now, right? It's like the U.S. is donating millions to this organization to research this, right? It's not like what about like because Japan and other countries would be researching the same thing, which is like
Mm-hmm.
um unequal resources, but they're all trying to do the same thing. So why not just band together, figure it all out, and then you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just seems like a misalignment of resources. Like we have like obviously we all know there's certain limits to oil, whatever, right? Like non-renewables. So why don't we make use of that fact and then use as much as we need for now
Mm-hmm.
to work on our transition to renewables? And then like I don't know, it just seems like we're very inefficient at doing things because of like this thing called countries and
For sure.
gender and religion and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that sentiment. Um, Again, it's just if you're gonna create a system to be more efficient, then why not start doing that?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's like yeah, it's also like
Yeah. Yeah.
human tendencies, right? Like we always use the
Sure.
past to what's that Mark Twain quote? History doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's like
totally. And that,
yeah,
but that's why I see this as sort of like, I could see cryptocurrency as being just another way for the rich to oppress the system, and keep their wealth, right? Like
yeah.
Bitcoin, how much of Bitcoin is owned by the those twins,
The
um,
Winklevoss,
the Winklevoss twins.
they
Yeah.
actually don't own the most. You know who owns the most?
Who?
You'll know you'll like this person, or maybe not. I don't know. I
Maybe
don't know
not.
what your views of him are anymore. But
Who?
it's Chamath.
Chamath?
Yeah, Chamath owns at least 1 million.
Nice.
Um, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, if as far as self-serving billionaires go, I mean, Chamath's probably not the worst. Um, but yeah, I'm just concerned. I'm just concerned as all of the motivations of any system, right? And like,
yeah.
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 Obviously,
So
everyone has human tendencies, right?
Like
Human
yeah,
tendencies.
that's the thing. Oh, that's the thing. But like so like I've gotten in that discussion with people in that Hassan's audience in their Discord before. Is
oh yeah,
there's people who reject the idea that yeah, exactly, like that's the thing, is like no matter what system you choose, there's going to be people who try to manipulate it and gain from it.
sure. Yeah,
um and
for
I think
sure.
that is this isn't a case to not try a different system or change it,
No, no,
but
no.
it's the point is like the idea like, oh, this will be a solution to eliminate that, is I don't think is realistic. Like we can
Mm-hmm.
try to lessen it, or like have safeguards all we want, but like the disagreement is like, I think greed is
Human
it's not
nature.
like the majority, and like there's always going to be greedy people, because I like
Sure.
it's I think it's a human trait, not a specific like
Feature, not a bug. I'm just kidding.
GP.
I think
Um,
it's hard coded in, but like you can
Cut
definitely.
out.
I think you
yeah,
can
you cut out.
Yeah.
minimize as much of it as possible, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's the goal, right?
That's
Like
all.
but like that's my issue, is like when people try to propose something with the implication that this issue will disappear. And if you
Yeah.
try, and then if you try to remind them that it won't disappear,
Mm-hmm.
they get upset, or like they assume that you support the current system,
Yeah.
or that's
Well,
my
it's,
issue with.
yeah, and it's that absolutist thinking, right? The black and white
Yeah,
thinking, where it's like, no, we can have nuanced
yeah,
conversation
uh,
about
yeah.
how we can minimize crime or like greed.
Like
Um,
you get stuck in these it's like, well, what how about this? What if the perfect system doesn't have a name yet? And we're busy
sure,
saying
yeah,
like, oh, X is the best way to do things, and it's like,
yeah,
how about the idea that it doesn't exist yet and there's no name,
yeah,
so we shouldn't. It's more important to me to describe what you want the solution to look like, than it is
yeah,
to like try to label it or say like, just do, we can just fix the problem by doing this one or two things. And it's like,
sure, yeah,
you kind of have to address there's always going to be anomalies, but it's like, you still have to, if you have to do something, you have to do something regardless of
yeah,
those anomalies or outliers.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Which is why I think crypto is the future, right?
Yeah.
Like you couldn't apply the same principles to cash, right?
No, no. But you
Like,
could take the same principles and apply them to like voting, to like like company management, any like
yeah,
sharing information, even like,
yeah, like solving issues, like,
yeah,
yeah, decentralized peer-to-peer uh, networking is, as a concept, is turned into, like basically crypto, right? And that
Yeah.
can be used to solve problems.
yeah.
And
And then,
also
but
like,
even as a currency, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And also like in terms of like a generational viewpoint as well, right? Because like for the stereotype for the boomers, it's like me first, right?
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Whereas like, and then I guess as the younger generations continue to grow up, we don't have as much of that attitude, I guess. So
Yeah.
hopefully that evolution with technology kind of continues that
yeah,
snowball effect, right?
Yeah.
Because like yeah, like I said, crypto is still very early, right? And then like as like because like we would be the first adoptees, I guess, of crypto.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we're older, like say 50 or whatever, when we're more in higher places of power and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
um, there could be changes to the system that we know now that we know are flawed. So that was like the whole basis of like when I asked you to, if maybe we could kind of try to think of ways that we could change the system now that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Because like obviously we have the ability, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
with internet and stuff. Like we could
yeah,
talk to someone. Like yeah, I was mentioning Greg, like how you have people from like all over the world that don't live the same way as us, and they would have
mhm,
different ideas of how society should or shouldn't work, and then we
yeah,
could kind of like combine that. Because like I think for our generation, I think we all seem to just want to get along rather than be like, yo, give me that oil,
yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah.
stuff like that.
It's the whole like, now it's politics, is like the America first thing. I
Yeah.
think automatically, anytime you say like X country first, automatically means like, to me, I hear like, let's fuck over the other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that never. The whole point is like, you want to create mutually beneficial agreements, right? Like if
Yeah.
one side's winning only, or if see, and then this is the whole, you know, there's a few things that Jordan Peterson has said that, like, kind of are like, the reason why, like, if you want people to keep playing the game, they have to win some. You have to let them win sometimes, right?
Mm.
Um, and that's something he talks about with like experiments that they did with mice, where like that you put a big rat with a small rat and like invent a game for them, and then eventually the big rat will let the little rat win occasionally, because if they, let's say it's a game organized where like it only gets food if like I don't know. I don't remember the experiment. Basically, like, if the little rat stops playing, then the big rat doesn't benefit at all.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's, the analogy would be like the elites and the rich,
Yeah, they need
occasionally
us.
they need to create the illusion of like the small people winning, because
Mhm.
if they don't, they're not going to play. And then that's where the example that I think is like where universal healthcare comes from was in Europe, when there was a bunch of socialist uprisings in like the turn of the century in like France and stuff. I'm sure you've
Mhm.
heard of of those. Um, and then one of the reasons, like, Germany was the first one to introduce like something like universal healthcare and a bunch of that, because it was like, give the working class a win to keep them at the table, basically,
Mhm.
instead of just
Mhm.
flipping the whole board over.
And cutting your head
Um,
off.
yeah, exactly. And so it's like, I mean, I don't even remember where the tangent was going with that, but like, it's why I don't think we ever really have any significant change, is that we get
What do you,
distracted by all these little wins, and it's like, oh well.
well, Greg, what are you talking about? There's a revolution happening. Didn't you hear?
Yeah, stop the steal, brother.
Stop the count. Stop the count.
You know what's funny about like uh a right wing protest is like when they're in front of cops, they look like they're just hanging out.
Oh yeah,
You know?
Did you
It's
see the
just like,
they
video?
are.
Did you see the
yeah,
video
they
of the
are.
cop? He was taking like selfies with them.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's
It's mind
like
boggling.
how do you watch stuff like that and like this and be like, "Oh yeah, it's the same thing."
this is
Like
normal.
they treat everybody the
This is
same.
fine,
Yeah,
right? This is fine.
It's equal. It's equal.
yeah. And
Like,
like, and if people knew about history, it would be obvious already, because like, the only time Republicans ever were for gun control was when Black Panthers did something not even close to what
mhm.
happened in Washington, in the
Mhm.
California state capitol. And it's
Mhm.
the only time. And Reagan was actually against. I think I shared that. What did I share this with you guys? Or see, it's like a meme where it's like, it's an exact quote from like Karl Marx and Reagan, but it's switched. It's like Karl Marx saying like, uh, take away everyone's guns, yada yada, yada, and then Reagan saying like the best, unarmed population, that all that spiel. But it's actually the opposite. Like, Karl Marx believed in a armed society, an armed population, and then Reagan was actually anti-gun.
There's a lot
Oh
of
man.
contradictions on that side, eh?
Yeah, just a few.
So
Uh,
many.
so many. Like, they stole government secrets. That's actually like a
Yeah,
homeland security issue.
they
That's
stole a
like a
laptop.
serious. That's
Wait,
like
who did?
at the riot, at the two laptops of members of.
Pelosi.
Are you
Yeah,
serious?
They
yeah,
took one of Pelosi's.
laptops. Like, this is
Really?
this is like more serious than the riots themselves, in my opinion.
I
But
did not know that.
you know what's like not
Wow.
causing a big enough issue is like, what if there were like foreign agents in that mob?
Oh, that's what I mean. Like, I mean,
Oh,
that's why when you
100%.
hear that, like, that's where my mind goes, is like,
Like they
what
they
if that
just
laptop
literally
was
walked
just.
in.
Yeah, exactly. And
They
they were
were
let in.
yeah, like they could have planted so many bugs and whatever.
Yeah, bugs. Yeah.
Um, it's
Well,
like dang.
yeah, and I was saying in the chat before we started, it was just like they just brought COVID into that building, into
Yeah.
those people's offices, possibly, right? Like
Yeah.
what they don't know
Because they
what
were back
the
into that
risk is, right?
room right after to do
Yeah,
the count.
yeah, and so it's like, what
Easy.
what is this? Like, can you imagine if they let like Black Lives Matter
Yeah.
people in there? They would. Oh
Like,
my God, we wouldn't
I
hear
literally,
the end of it.
I
Like,
can't believe people even trying to compare the two, because it's like,
yeah.
okay, fine. They did the same thing. How come the reaction was different from law enforcement? Like, you
yeah,
can't escape that just by
Like,
saying like, oh, they were both riots. It's like, okay, fine. Let's just pretend for a second that's the case.
Sure. And I was listening to, I
Yeah.
think it was the Daily, and they were talking about how, oh, because of BLM, like the National Guard or the Pentagon or whatever has been like trying to like restrain themselves from using force and stuff, and it's like,
Yeah.
wow, oh, now you do it. Isn't
And
it
then it's yeah.
convenient that when white people riot, oh, we're gonna tamp down?
I
It's
mean,
like,
here's the thing: is like the whole reason I think the National Guard is to a degree more tame than law enforcement is because National Guard members, you're only in the National Guard for a certain amount of months a year.
mm-hmm,
Outside of that, you have a normal job and you're a regular member of the community. You're not in a uniform. You're
Like you
not
yeah,
live there.
patrolling the streets.
yeah,
You're in plain clothes. You go work in a shop, whatever, and a
yeah,
couple months a year you're stationed somewhere in the country.
yeah,
Whereas police, it's every time, it's the whole day. That's their
yeah,
jobs, is to be in that uniform, to not be part of the community,
yeah,
the way National Guardsmen are integrated. So I think it's easier for people who are in the National Guard when they're, trying to restore order in these places. It's easier for them to put themselves in the shoes of the protesters
and even then,
because
did
they're
they
normal people.
did
Oh,
they
and they
actually
still
show
go.
up?
Well, and then yeah, that's the other thing, is like the National Guard has to be invited by like DC isn't a state, so technically the mayor or there's no one with the authority in DC to call in the National Guard the way there is in other states.
Oh,
So like if it's like
what a
Michigan, the
shit
governor has to
show!
invite the yeah.
It had
What
to
a
be like
fucking
Pence
shit
and
show!
Pelosi in them,
Yeah,
right?
and so that's been a debate over the years, is like DC statehood. I don't know if you've heard that, just that phrase before, is like that's part of, because they can't even pass regular laws and stuff the way normal states do. Like that's a huge, like, whereas like whereas like us, like Ottawa is a city in Ontario, it doesn't have special laws really the way DC does.
Well, it says here the Army and Air National Guard members deploying to Washington, D.C. to help guard the Capitol and stay through the January 20 inauguration will have access to lethal weapons at their commander's discretion, Guard commanders said Friday. There is no hiding the fact that the soldiers and airmen do have lethal force with them. Army Brigadier General David Wood, Joint Staff Director of Pennsylvania National Guard, said at a virtual roundtable with defense reporters. So I guess they're
Yeah.
coming.
So yeah, so like obviously like they can do it, but they couldn't do it the way, they couldn't just request it the way states can.
Mm-hmm.
Like if the mayor of DC was like, we need to prepare, I think it's a she can't just say like, okay, I want 200 National Guard troops, the way like Oregon could do it. Like the governor
Yeah.
could just, there's no governor to say, send in some troops, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the whole, you can go into it, like the Insurrection Act is the act where Trump threatened to use it before. If this was the thing where he was saying like, oh, if the states don't request National Guard troops, we'll just send them in. And that's
Mm-hmm.
using the Insurrection Act, which has only really been used in the past to put down, like, slave rebellions, labor movements, civil rights protests. It's like
Why
the
am I
only
not
time.
surprised?
Yeah, like you can look up, it's only probably been done like 2 dozen times, and like you look at the reasons, and it was all like, yeah, to put down, suppress any sort of dissent.
Yeah,
So
it looks like they're sending. Gowan said Maryland initially planned to send about 500 troops to the district. Wood said Pennsylvania was sending about 1,000, and Lou said New Jersey was sending 500. So,
yeah,
what's that? 2,000 troops?
yeah. Which,
Yeah.
and I actually hope like the inauguration, like I hope they don't do it other than having like it defended properly. I hope they go along with it as planned. Like
Mm-hmm.
I hope this isn't like oh, we're gonna do it in private, or to like stream it in like the inside the White, some weird thing like that. Like I think this has to happen the way it does all the time, where people can just you know, you can have 50,000 people in the crowd there cheering for whatever. I think they have to not let this become the new precedent for inauguration.
Nazis?
Yeah, well, yeah, but yeah. Oh, hey, so let's go. Okay, so good thing you brought that up. So the brown shirts were like the people who. This is the part that the right leaves out when they talk about like, oh, this is fascism. So before the war in Weimar Germany, the brown shirts would go to they would go to like left-leaning places.
Wait, when was Weimar Germany?
This is like just before the war, in like the early 30s and the 30s and stuff.
Okay.
But basically, they were Nazis, and they would go to
Nazis,
left-leaning
you
area.
say?
Stop me when it sounds exactly like what the Proud Boys do.
Okay.
So like they would go to like liberal cities, liberal communities, and they would instigate and provoke street fights. And then when the media would cover it, they would claim that they were like the saviors of the nation, you know, like they were the real patriots there to save everyone from the evil communists. You know, even though when they took power, the communists and socialists were like the first people sent to concentration camps, you know that. But yeah, they would act like the victims. They would act like they were the victims of like they would simultaneously act like the victims and the saviors of society. And like they would be they're the ones to preserve Germany. But it's basically exactly what the Proud Boy, what these people are doing, yeah.
Yeah, and even I think I was watching something else where they were comparing also how Hitler would talk about like regaining your manhood.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
being
exactly.
a man, and like a lot of them would identify with, and that is definitely was already being echoed in like in these kinds of groups. Proud Boys, you know, it's like people trying to wrestle with their identity as men and trying to have that like that sort of identity fulfilled in some way.
And it's not, but see, and then I don't really think that in itself is an issue, but they've done it purposely to propagandize it, like
they weaponize that idea, right, of like trying to like just have figure out who you are, and they've villainized people who are like, I guess, trying to like minorities trying to like have equality and stuff. And
so I've only ever talked online to one person that claimed they were. So I said something about like they're like a white supremacist organization. Someone was like, "Well, I'm actually part of it, so like go ahead, ask me whatever you want." So I asked, so I asked them, fine. If you were to ask a white supremacist what the greatest threat to the nation is, what do you think they would say? And then as a Proud Boys member, what are you told is the greatest threat to the nation? Didn't get a reply.
Yeah.
Because it's the same thing.
Yeah.
They're sold the same. They're sold the same. They're fear mongered the same enemy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Hassan losing it. I'm like, I have him on mute and I can hear him yelling.
Yeah.
I want to hear it.
Before President Trump even got into office.
Yo, dude, jail. Okay? Literally, do not.
That's so good.
Do not collect $200. Do not skip go directly to jail, dude. Jail. No, I'm done.
This
no
sounds
more
so
rehabilitative
good.
approach. Jail. That's insanity, Dad.
Thank you for your time.
So does he just commentates on like politics in general?
He games too.
He games too.
Yeah.
But he's the biggest
he's known
Twitch.
That's right.
Yeah, he's the biggest Twitch guy that doesn't strictly do gaming.
Yeah, and he was Young Turks. He worked for the Young Turks, if you know who they are.
Yeah, the guy who runs. Yeah, the guy who runs Young Turks is his uncle.
Is his uncle.
Cenk Uygur is his uncle.
He even has an emote. Actually, here I have it. I'll use it in the chat.
This motherfucker.
Oh, I got Rona.
Um,
What a
but yeah,
terrible
it's
game.
oh, this is what triggers me the most right now is like
What?
the Republicans. I think I said it in the WhatsApp, but it's like the Republicans calling for togetherness and peace right now. And then you just scroll up a few days and they're like, "Oh, the election was stolen. Like, you gotta reclaim democracy." And it's like, those are the worst. In my opinion, those people are worse than the protesters because the protesters, I don't see lying to the public. Because like, if you're gonna preach for peace and togetherness after that, then one of those is a lie.
Yeah.
So either we're like deliberately lying to your followers, or you don't actually believe in peace and togetherness. It's just because it's become, and that because that's what it is right now. Is like it's become now more beneficial to the Republican opportunists in the party to now denounce Trump
Mm-hmm.
because if he's taken out of the picture, now they need to go back to towing the party line or, you know,
Yeah.
just making sure they can keep their jobs basically.
Yeah. And you messed up when Mitch McConnell is like, "Hey guys, okay, we gotta stop."
Yeah, we gotta
Yeah.
chill out, bro.
But he's like one of those
you fucked
examples.
up.
Yeah, but he's one of those examples where it's like, don't praise this motherfucker. Like this is what he was laying the groundwork for years.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
now that it's close to the end, he just doesn't want the responsibility. So he's just pretending like
Exactly.
people are too stupid. Like they literally think that, and to a degree, it's really true but like they think that Republican voters just will forget this part of what they were responsible for encouraging.
Yeah, and just to be clear, I am not
Oh, I don't think
praising
you're
Mitch
praising
McConnell at all.
No.
I'm just saying it's like
Yeah.
like I don't even want to say the devil. The devil's probably even cooler. Like like I don't know. It's like Hitler being like, "Whoa, guys, hold on." You know,
Yeah.
it's just like, no, like fuck this guy, but also may
Yeah.
want to think about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is so fucked on so many levels. It's like, guys, you're storming a government building. Like calm down.
I find it like, so I'm gonna bring up Peterson again. Is like it's funny because I have now when Republicans or conservatives start criticizing the left, his slogan is like clean your room, and it's like, how about you clean your rooms before you tell other people how to, live their lives? It's like,
Yeah.
I get you have problems with like the left wing media and all that, but like if you're being fed propaganda from the right wing media, then maybe you should clean your room before you
Yeah,
tell other people what to do.
Oh my god, so
And
many.
it's just really funny because like
so many contradictions.
he's an icon for some of them, so it's to hear his words very applicably
He's like
to
a
how
prophet.
they act. Yeah.
He's a prophet. I love how some of these people are wearing masks though.
Yeah.
Just can't commit, you know?
Well, you remember Tropic Thunder, you never go full
Oh yeah. Full that word.
That was a great movie.
But it's such a great movie. Never would ever be made anymore, but great movie.
Just like
But
The
speaking
Office.
of yeah.
I don't think they can make a
Nope.
similar show like The Office.
Even when I was watching The Office, I was like, "Oh, there's some stuff in there that's just ooh."
There's a lot of shows, like even Seinfeld, like, which is a show about nothing.
yeah,
Like there's
Yeah.
a lot of stuff that
Well, I definitely can't watch that anymore because Jerry Seinfeld's an asshole. So
yeah.
there's
Well, I mean,
there's that.
when
for
you have
me.
$1 billion, a lot of people become
Well,
they
I
don't
mean,
become assholes, but it changes them.
yeah, I would argue
kinda
they do,
sucks, eh?
but also that, yeah, like the way he even like succeeded was like I'm really into comedians, so like all the stories of how they all like the stuff they went through. Like Jerry didn't go through any of that. Like he was a success from the get-go, and like he didn't struggle at all. So
Yeah. But as far as that goes, I think the worst comedian, as far as like, not even for Bill Cosby, and not even just for like what he did
That
to
thing.
women, but like
Yeah.
he was just a shitty person to other comedians, from what I've heard.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Like
Yeah.
I don't know, like I've heard like Chris Rock talk about, you know, the way he would talk to other black comedians, and it's like,
Yeah. Well, that's why Hannibal brought it up, right?
oh,
Was he was
yeah,
That's why
exactly.
it was all Hannibal. Like
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
just like, "Yo, guys, this is fucked up." Like I love Hannibal because he just lays it out there. He's like, "I don't care,
Yeah.
whatever."
Exactly.
Oh man, that's so crazy. But yeah, just you just take the mask off. Like you're not gonna.
I mean, they're already
But-
masked off in a way.
I know. But speaking of masks,
Well, they did it probably to hide their identity. Actually, now that I think about it, those might have been the agents.
Yeah,
the ones with masks on.
yeah,
Actually.
yeah, you might be right. But
Shit.
this whole I hope this whole Rona thing is over. It's just we need more vaccines, guys. Apparently we're starting to get them up here in the Great White North. Yeah, so we're back at the line, eh? Millennials.
Oh, actually, so I don't know. Like,
You're cutting out.
I don't know.
Greg.
Australia. Oh, it's my internet.
Repeat
My
that
internet's
thought.
messing up.
What was your last one?
So like with Australia, I was like looking at their numbers versus ours because I was talking to someone about, you know,
He's out.
You cut
Try
out
it again.
again.
when you do, we have
And you cut out again.
cases than them.
You
And
cut out twice.
Okay, percent more deaths.
They locked down Brisbane with just
Yeah.
one case.
Yeah, I'm just like, for comparison's sake, is like, and they have like 10 million less people, but
Yeah.
that's percentages, right? So,
Yeah.
but like 2,000% fewer cases, and it's like, okay,
You cut out.
much. I don't
You
know.
cut out.
Okay, I'm gonna just stop talking.
It's like
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. It's like
No, I know.
it's like we're waiting
it's
for a
totally
response.
not-
And then
yeah, it's totally not your fault. But it's just funny because it keeps going. Like you're like, I know it.
Yeah.
You know it.
Okay, as long as
was,
you hear the numbers, right? You hear the numbers.
no.
I
Oh,
heard
really?
200%. I think
2,000%.
2,000.
Australia has
Sorry.
2,000%. We have 2,000% more cases than Australia,
That's a lot.
and 1,600% more deaths.
That's a lot.
and counting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well, when you have a majority conservative premier in Ontario, Alberta, where else? Manitoba? No.
And live above a meth lab.
Scott
The meth lab of a country.
Yeah, it's bananas. Like they refuse to do a real lockdown. And the thing is, like, the way that here in Ontario that we're experiencing is like, what is the point of this? Like, all of the people who are obeying the lockdown voluntarily are the ones that are like having, suffering mentally and possibly other stuff, and restricting themselves. And then all of the people who are causing the infections, not all of the people, but the people who are causing the infections going out and like going to huge parties and not wearing masks, they're the ones actually making this worse, but they're the ones who are getting to do whatever they want. And not all of them are being punished. Some of them are, sure, like some parties got raided or whatever, and some people are getting fines, but like how is it that the airport was not locked down for vacations?
Actually, I was thinking about this earlier today too. Is like, have you heard of anything being enforced outside of when there's like a holiday? Because like, as far as I can think of it, the only time I heard of like, oh, this thing was busted or shut down for not following the COVID measures was New Year's and Thanksgiving. That's it.
Mm.
Like,
Uh,
so it kind of makes it seem like in between they're not really enforcing as much as they should.
I think there were ones like that wasn't on holidays, but even then, it's not often, right? Like there was that one in Brampton where there was like 100 of people or whatever. I don't know if that was Thanksgiving, but like I remember it was at some point, like I think in the summer when the lockdown started sort of like slowing down or like lightening up. Um, but again, even then, it's like, what are you gonna like wait for a phone call all the freaking time? Like,
Yeah.
it's like you're gonna go on a per like a per basis. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just it's just a bad job at like doing a like handling a fucking pandemic.
And then it's like the stores that were open that have for essentials, and it's like, oh, so you tell me like when Walmart's open before Christmas, like there's only essentials on the shelves? It's like, no, they're still gonna be selling you big screen TVs and like non-essentials. So that's where the issue with messaging is. Like, it's easy to see why people have issues with the lockdowns when it's like, oh, so I can go to Costco and buy some big screen TVs, but I can't like go to the bakery around the corner and get a loaf, like stuff like
Yeah, like that is a huge. That's another huge thing where it's like conservatives are so big on like small business, and then when it really matters, they're like, well, they say that they're
that. They
big on
say,
small
I was gonna
business.
say, yeah, they
Yeah,
say.
yeah, they say they are, and then like, and then when it really matters, it's just they just leave them out in the dust, and it's like,
Yeah.
wow, like, give me a fucking break. Like the Loblaws, like, it's isn't it the Thompsons that run that thing? It's like
The Westons.
the
But yeah,
Westons.
yeah.
It's like they are they made so much money during this. They made more money. Fuck them. Like,
Yeah.
if anything, close that down and let all the small businesses. You're spreading.
Yeah.
If there is gonna be spread, at least you're spreading it out to like other local locations, so everyone's not just congregating at
Yeah.
Loblaws. Like,
But
I
even
don't know.
still, it's like,
It
it's
took
like,
away.
I get Loblaws being open for groceries, but it's like everything that's not groceries is an essential then.
Yeah.
I
Like,
think
Just
they took
shut.
away pandemic pay too.
they sell essential
Oh my
products. They
God.
aren't an essential service on its
Yeah.
own. Like, that's the big difference.
And like even in Germany where they where they were giving like some subsidies to businesses so that they could keep people, one of the terms was you're not going to get this government subsidy for your employers for your employees if you fire them. And
Yeah.
we had none of that. Like,
Yeah.
what, like, how, that's such a simple like thing where it's like, fine,
Yeah.
you want to subsidize people's employment because you're not getting as much business and you're going to get help from the government, fine, then you got to not fire the people so that it goes to the employer, like employee. Like,
Yeah.
it's just simple.
But you can't only not fire them, but if you're gonna, the whole point of like, if you're gonna still have them come in, then you're doing nothing to stop like slow the like the whole idea of like, okay, we're giving each employee $2,000, whatever,
Yeah.
is that when they don't come in to spread the virus,
Yeah.
they're still taken care of.
Yeah.
If you still have
Yeah.
like 100 employees come in and you're getting the government assistance, then you're double dipping and you're defeating the whole purpose of the COVID, like the lockdown and like COVID measure.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think the subsidies were for businesses that were affected. So, like, if you have like, if there's like a business that is not getting as much business, they can at least have a subsidy to hold them over until the pandemic is over, so that their business can come back in revenue, and then all that stuff, which conceptually, I think is helpful, but like in practice, like this is such a shit show, like
the example I would go to, and maybe Kendra, you spent a lot more time in airports than me, is like, why are any duty-free shops or any shops in the airport open if obviously that's a place of like contact for the virus and stuff, but like if the whole thing is like, well, we don't have enough business to stay open,
Mm-hmm.
then the money that comes from the government should be to make up for the
Lost
extra
revenue.
overhead. Yeah, the lost revenue. Now, if
Yeah.
you have people coming in, you have to pay them. So it's going to cost
Yeah.
more, and it costs more overhead. If you don't have any customers coming in and you still have to pay employees, you're bleeding money.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Especially when you're getting paid by the government to make up for those lost sales, or like having to pay employees that don't need to come in.
I
Because
don't
I had
know.
heard this early on in the pandemic, so I don't know. Like I'd heard that like people that work in like the airport shops, like they were still, you're there all day even if no one comes through the terminal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. I don't. I
So
think they're just not doing anything. Like they had what 9 months to figure this out before winter came,
Yeah.
and seems like they didn't. They just took that time to bake pies and stuff.
well, and like I also had heard that like the planes had just started carrying more like cargo. So like
Yeah.
they're still flying and making money. They're just not selling as many tickets to passengers,
Yep.
but they're just carrying more like mail or cargo and
Stuff.
stuff anyways.
Yeah.
So obviously it's not going to make up for the lost ticket sales, but like
Yeah.
if you're going to still have a full crew when you have 0 passengers, then I don't think you should be taking. Well, then obviously you don't need any government assistance because you have people like, because you're acting like it's regular, like you need the regular crew and everything.
Well, that's why one of the stipulations for the subsidy for the business is you're supposed to prove that you've lost a certain amount of revenue.
Yeah.
So, I mean, conceptually, I think it's a decent idea. It's just the way that any of this is being pulled off, and like you were saying, Kendra, like 9 months, and this is the first month that there is a testing facility in the airport. Like,
Wow.
like what
saying,
the
man.
fuck? Like, what is this? Like, how is that? Ports. How do you leave the country and bring more virus in? Ports. All the ports. Roads, ship, like
Planes. Yeah.
planes. Very easy, guys. Trains. Like
Trains. Truck, like the biggest, well, truck driving, like obviously we still have trade with the US, but it's like, I wonder if we have testing facilities at the border.
yeah. Yeah.
Because if it's like, oh, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, ideally, I think I'm pretty sure the border's closed. I know in Windsor, it's like it's pretty much shut. Like people, this is like a funny story. Like people still come through and try to get in, but like they're just always turned around, or at least most of the time. And it's like, but why would you even try? Like,
yeah.
Why not?
like it's
So-
very clear that the border's closed.
My dad has a friend whose son he lives in the States, and he came up to stay here for a bit.
Yeah.
There was a guy ahead of him in the airport, and like when he was coming through, they were talking, like they asked him about the quarantine, and they're like, oh, so which hotel are you staying in? Like we're gonna have to check up on you for like during your 2-week quarantine. And he was like, oh, the 2-week quarantine, I'm gonna do the 3-day one. And they were like, what 3-day one? I'm not, like, the guy refused to do it, and they brought security, and they'd like escort, like they're gonna put him on the plane back to the States.
Yeah. Bye.
Yeah,
Good.
you don't just like make
Good.
shit up.
Good.
And it's like the whole mask exemption thing. Like, I don't believe there's a single condition where someone can make that claim legitimately.
Yeah, there was.
Because,
Yeah.
well,
Sorry,
you're
go ahead.
never gonna be in a position if you have a condition that makes you exempt from mask. then you're the people that are supposed to stay home when all those people are like, well, let's just protect the vulnerable.
Yeah.
You're one of the vulnerable people then.
Yeah.
Stop,
There was a
stop it, Greg. You're being too logical, man.
Yeah, no.
there was a lady on Reddit, and she's like, I got one of my lungs removed, and then like had surgery or something in her lungs. She's like, I am wearing a mask. It's like,
Yeah.
yo, if she can wear one, pretty sure you guys are good.
People have done like tests with like, oh, let's check the oxygen levels in blood while wearing a mask, and there's like practically zero. Like it's all just made up. Like
Yeah.
what the condition is the mask is uncomfortable. That's my condition.
And you know what? This is where I'm a big advocate of therapy and mental health, where it's like there should be. Oh man, the amount of money we don't spend on mental health is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But if we did, we could easily roll out a hotline where people could talk to a therapist and talk them through what's making them uncomfortable about the mask, about the pandemic, the restrictions, and how people can cope, and someone to talk to. But we don't have that. And even though, and there was a thing recently that was rolled out in Ontario, I believe. I'm gonna try and find it, but I think it was like a wellness like service, and people on Reddit were like trying to get this free mental health service that the province was giving, and people were saying like, oh, it's like apparently people were like, oh, I'm not fucked up enough to even get this. Apparently, like they tried.
Oh, like they have conditions where like
yeah. Oh,
if
you have
you're
to
not
meet
this
a
fucked
certain.
up,
Yeah, you have to meet like a certain criteria to even like get this mental health support. And it's like, and then one person said, oh, I'm too fucked up to get this service. And it's like, what are we doing here, guys? Like, can you not like, it's just, I don't know.
Well, then the question with that is like, yeah, but then my question is like, well, so who decides like how fucked up you have to be to
Yeah,
get the service?
Yeah,
like,
and sorry, I shouldn't say fucked up.
No, I know, but like
but
that's
like, how much
yeah.
mental health do you need? And
Yeah.
it definitely varies in range, but that's what that's what these people were saying.
The point. Like the point is that shouldn't even matter.
Yeah.
The only thing that should matter is like if you acknowledge that you need help, there should be as few barriers in the way as possible.
Yeah.
But we have a limited amount of resources to give to people, so they have to come up with these like really convoluted ways of deciding who gets help.
Yeah, and if so, this is the thing. It's called Wellness Together Canada. I don't know why it's such a weird URL, but if anybody uses this or watches this or sees this, like try and use it anyway, because it's better than nothing. And if you get through, that's good. Let us know if it works. Yeah. So yeah.
My question, so question for you on this is like, do you think it would be better to have a system where instead of going to like a government portal where they like provide you with someone, do you think it would be, or you could do both, is like, do you think it would be better to have a way where people get like voucher, like have it be reimbursed for it, but they find someone on their own instead of like
going through government
like,
services?
Yeah, like you go to the therapist that you're currently going to, but you prove to the government that you pay whatever, and then you get reimbursed for it.
Yeah,
instead
like
of, going this.
Honestly, I guess as
like, oh, that's how doctors work, right? Like you don't get appointed a doctor, you go get a doctor.
Yeah.
And
Exactly. Yeah, and I think that's like, yeah, I think that works. Like whether it's, because I know in Germany it's like one of those things where, I know I keep saying Germany, but in Germany where the health insurance is healthcare is not is not government run. It's basically insurance, and like they just fund whatever you want to get, whatever service you want to get.
Yeah.
So I like, it's that kind of thing where, you know, there's extremes where it's like, you know, you could have the way we do in Canada where it's like it's provincially run, or you know, it's like a voucher, like you're saying, like
Yeah.
kind of like a
Well,
voucher in Germany, right, where you go
so
get it yourself.
actually, so ours is provincially run, but practices are privately owned.
Right.
Like that, but like I'm only saying that because like that's a misconception like Americans always have, where it's like, oh, you have
Sure, yeah.
government run healthcare, and it's like, no, like my doctor owns his practice. Like he's a business owner. He doesn't
Right.
work for the government, right?
But
And
the
like that's
government pays him.
Yeah, but he
Right.
he bills the government the same way a doctor in the States would bill the insurance company.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
There's just less hands in the pot trying to get paid. But like I think that's part of
Sure,
the
yeah.
propaganda. Like I think that they experience is like trying to make it sound like it's government run
Yeah.
completely when it
Yeah.
isn't really.
Yeah. And I think that's
I know, right? No,
that
they
is a
don't
good
know that
distinction.
they don't know nuance. But yeah,
They're like, oh, it does not compute.
because I'm gonna start
yeah.
reminding, like saying that if I ever encounter Americans that claim like it's run by the government or whatever. It's like, no, like doctors here own their business owners, and
Yep.
they have employees. Those employees work for them, not the government, like stuff like that.
And if
It's
you don't like your doctor, you could just go to another
get a new
doctor.
one. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not a problem.
And it isn't free. You pay for it in taxes. Like that's what I don't like when a lot of
It
left
says free.
promotes it as free, because that's because it
Yeah, I
isn't
don't like.
free.
Yeah, I don't like using that word either. It's just more like
Yeah.
universal or like
Yeah,
tax.
tax funded.
Tax funded.
Like, yeah, like I think a lot of those arguments that people on the left make, it's kind of like
It's confusing to
it hurts your point, because the people
Yeah.
you're trying to convince that this is the better way,
they
they
freak
just
out.
they can't see past that. They're triggered by a word, and then they
Triggered.
just shut down.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, it's gonna be over soon.
Yeah.
If you have any issues with the healthcare system, please tell your MP or MPP, and suggestions. You can also comment on this video that I will upload to YouTube, because I think this was a pretty good one. Yeah. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
I don't know. Wait,
we're
Kendrick,
pretty
starts
much.
next week.
What's
what was
that?
that?
Hockey starts next week.
Hockey star. Oh, yeah. You excited about that, Kendra?
Yeah, it's very excited. Hopefully that makes some other crazy people stay home.
True. Yeah, I thought that today. I was like looking at the stuff in Washington. I was like, man, if these people could just watch sports, a lot of them would just be at home watching sports right now. A lot of them would be shouting at their TVs.
They should hold the inauguration during the Super Bowl.
Yeah. There'd be like no Trump supporters at the.
Oh, see, solutions, guys.
Yeah.
Solutions.
Modern solutions for modern
solutions.
problems.
There you go.
Or it's not modern.
Sometimes you can hear our genius.
Sometimes you can feel it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everyone. Thanks for listening or watching. Comment, like, subscribe. There's the Twitter, there's the Twitch, there's Facebook and Instagram.
YouTube.
And YouTube. And take care and have fun. And what's that? Greg?
I was gonna say we didn't talk about Trump getting banned from all those platforms.
Oh yeah. So
Anyways,
that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys know. All right. You guys take it easy.
Yeah,
Bye
you
bye.
too, man.
Goodbye.
To everyone.
See ya. To everyone.
Chill out, man.
Happy New Year.
Everyone just chill out.